Hey guys, so today, if you read the title, is gonna be about
my middle school bullies.
So to start off, the main antagonist, we're gonna call her Ashley. I met her in 6th grade. Ashley and I shared a best friend. Not shared, like we were all friends, but we both were friends with her. And her name was Anna. And she wasn't my best friend at the time. But Anna was sweet. I'm still friends with her. She's still the same person, honestly. It's just that she moved states. But Anna never really got in between. Like, she never really interfered. Even though she knew that Ashley didn't like me, she never really got involved, you know? So whenever I would talk to Ashley, she would make it pretty clear that she didn't want to talk to me. Like, you know, be really dry with her responses and just give me social cues that she didn't like me. Ashley also was friends with this girl named Tiffany. And Tiffany was actually very nice. Like, she didn't, like, you can tell when someone's fake. And she honestly, like, I could just feel that she didn't have a problem with me. And I knew that also bothered Ashley. I actually recently added Tiffany on Facebook because she popped up on the people you may know, and I was like, but 6th grade was basically just where I had figured out that she didn't like me. So fast forward to 7th grade, this is where honestly the most problems happen. You know how in middle school we have like relationships that aren't serious? And what a coincidence that she would go date those guys right after I dated them. Like, right after I would break up with them. Like, girl. And also, she would honestly just start talking like bad about me around her and started to express how she wanted to fight me, like literally when I'm around her. Like, but the thing is, she never really said it to me or like to my face or anything. Like, she would be by me, like let's say she's like sitting right next to me and she would like say like under her breath or something. I didn't really see the point of that, considering that I looked like this in like 7th grade. And I can understand when, like, you know, not everyone's gonna like me, but like I said, there is no reason for this girl not to like me. I did nothing to this girl. And if you knew me in middle school, I was quiet. I really, you know, didn't speak out or anything. I barely got into, you know, participating in school because I was so shy. So I feel like she kind of took advantage of that just because I never spoke up for myself or anything. But yeah, this girl wanted to put her hands on me for whatever reason, for just existing, basically. And then, since we had a lot of classes together in 7th grade, like let's say she was passing out papers, she would literally throw the paper over my desk just so I would get up from my seat and pick it up. That's how petty she was. When I tell you she was a hot Cheeto girl, that's what she was. Like, if I was hanging out with the friend that was her friend too, like not just Anna, she would just stare at me from across the room. Like those hot Cheeto girls. Like, when you look at them, they're like. So now we go to a bigger part, which was the 7th grade dance. During the dance, I was still friends with one of my exes. We'll call him Edgar, and we weren't dating or anything, but we were just talking like normal people talk, you know, people can have conversations. We were talking for like no less than 5 minutes, and then I just, you know, go on about my day with my friends. And so that's when one of Ashley's friends, Mary, comes up to me. Mary's like shoulder length to my height, and I'm 5'1", and she comes up to me and she's like,
don't talk to Edgar because Ashley likes Edgar.
And I was like, and so during these middle school events, my older sister would chaperone me because that's what my mom wanted. So I go up to my older sister, who's like, you know, hanging out in the parent like benches or whatever, and I'm like,
this girl just came up to me talking about I can't talk to no one.
and my sister obviously gets mad because I'm her little sister, and she goes up to Mary and Ashley and she's like, why don't you like my sister? And Mary's like, girl, like just tell her, like just say why you don't like her. Because Mary was being smart about this. She didn't want to get in trouble over no little Miss Ashley over here. And Ashley's like,
I don't know, but if she wants to fight me, she can fight me.
And my sister's like, no, you can fight me. And then Ashley just stayed quiet. And Mary was like, come on, like, just say it. Like, just say I don't like her. And then they ended up walking away after that. And so that was one of the incidents. After that, there was another new girl named BB. And she was new to the school around half the year of 7th grade. And she instantly became friends with Ashley, of course, because they're both hot Cheeto girls. A few weeks into the school year, BB already gets into a fight with one of my good friends, Rose Quartz. And of course, Rose Quartz won. And obviously, BB didn't like me because she was friends with Ashley, and Ashley didn't like me. So, this certain day, me and Rose Quartz would play fight a lot because she's honestly buff. When we were walking out of class, we were play fighting, and then I ended up falling on the ground. And so there was like obviously like people around, like, you know, just messing around. It wasn't like anything serious. I start walking to my next class, like no more than like 3 minutes pass, and I'm walking, and in my school there's like an upstairs, and there's like a balcony where you can see like the upstairs people. And BB's up there, and she's like,
hey, I think someone took your phone. You know,
I'm like, first of all, why are you telling me? Second of all, what? And I'm like checking my back pockets. I'm like, oh, thanks, I guess. And I'm like panicking. I'm like, oh my god, like I'm like getting in so much trouble by my mom, dude. I'm asking everyone like, hey, have you seen my phone? Did you see who took it? Like, you know, keep in mind this was an LG like little phone, like the ones that like pop open when you drop them. Like, what were you gonna do with that? Like, at least steal an iPhone, you know? But as I go to the office to talk to the principal about like putting out missing phone announcement, on the other side, Rose Quartz and her cousin Ella like find out that BB and Ashley have my phone. Once I leave the office and, you know, people start coming out from their classes, once class is over, Rose Quartz comes up to me and she's like, I know who has your phone. And I'm like tearing up already because I was so frustrated. Like, I didn't want to get in trouble by my mom for losing my freaking LG Stylus Pro 3 Max 360. So Rose Quartz and I, being close at the time and her previously beating up BB, she was like, I'm gonna go get your phone back for you. When Rose Quartz goes up to BB, Rose Quartz is like, I know you have Miley's phone, like, give it to me now. And BB's like, oh, like, I'm sorry, like, but after Rose Quartz gets my phone back, she gives it to me, and, you know, I thank her for it, but, like, I'm still, like, with tears, and I'm frustrated, because I was scared, but thankfully I got it back. And I can't remember if anything happened after that, to be honest, during 7th grade, like, after that, but now, fast forward to 8th grade, Ashley, Tiffany, and Mary all moved to different schools. The only one who was left was BB, but to be honest, she didn't bother me that much, knowing that I always had Rose Quartz on my side. Another incident happened in 8th grade, and around winter time, kind of in the beginning of the school year, I get a random text from her, and she's like, I heard you were talking smack about me with my other friend Anae, we're gonna call her that, and blah 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 blah, and I'm gonna pull up to school. And I was like, girl, okay. And so we go outside, and a couple of more kids and my friend Anae. And keep in mind, me and Anae weren't besties, but we were friends, and neither were we talking any type of smack about her together. Ashley, she comes up to me first, and she's like,
I heard you talking smack about me, like blah 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 blah.
And I was like,
I haven't been talking about you.
Like, that's literally all I said. And so she walks away, and she goes to Anae instead. And Anae, she doesn't deal with any of that. Like, she's like 5'6", 5'7", and she's like,
no, I was not talking about you. Don't be coming up to me like that when you know I was not talking about
you. Like, screaming in Ashley's face, and Ashley's like backing up slowly. She's like all scared and stuff. And then after that, like, Ashley just dips, and she like says something under her breath. She's like, like, obviously talking more smack about us, but yet nothing. Like, if you're gonna pull up to the school, like, make this a rumble, like WWE status, like. But anyways, that was pretty much it, because she never came back after that. And I haven't heard from her since. I don't know nothing about her. You know, it's been a while. I'm a senior now. That was back in 8th grade. That was it, guys.